It's this moment, isn't it?
It's this moment, this isn't it?
I'm looking at you, and you look like a really nice bunch.
I'm looking at you, and you look like really nice bunch.
It's been such great energy.
There's been such great energy.
I was sitting here for 5 minutes, and it just feels great, this room.
I was sitting there for 5 minutes, and it just feels great in this room.
And you look really friendly and up for it, so thank you.
You look really friendly enough, so thank you.
And you're looking a bit unsure, voice coach, don't
You're looking a bit unsure in a voice coach.
worry, it's going to be fine.
Don't worry, it's gonna be fine.
And I can see a couple of really brainy TED faces there.
And I can see a couple of really brainy TED faces there.
And there's going to be a few ideas too.
There's going to be a few ideas too.
But it is this moment where our worlds are colliding right now.
But it's this moment when our worlds are colliding right now.
You're looking at me, I'm looking at you.
You're looking at me, I'm looking at you.
And it hits my brain with a feeling of adrenaline.
And it hits my brain with the feeling of adrenaline.
Accelerating molecules, you might say.
Accelerating molecules, you might say.
And different people deal with this moment differently.
And different people deal with this moment differently.
Some of us go, hey, there are
Some of us go, hey,
people who are confident, they cope
There are people who are confident.
with this moment totally fine.
They cope with this moment totally fine.
And then there are other people and not so confident.
Then there are other people not so confident.
And it stops them speaking this moment.
And it stops them from speaking this moment.
Makes them feel anxious, makes them feel maybe they're not up to it.
It makes them feel anxious. Maybe they are not up to it.
And that is not the case.
And that is not the case.
Actually, all of us have confidence within.
Actually, all of us have confidence within.
And what I want to talk about today
And what I want to talk about today
is the idea that we can find more confidence within us
is the idea that we can find more confidence within us
if we know where to look.
if we know where to look.
And where do we look? We go
Where do we look?
within. We look under the bonnet.
We go within. We look under the bonnet.
And that's where we're going next.
That's where we're going next.
And the reason I want to talk about this is because many years ago,
And the reason I want to talk about this because many years ago,
I stood in front of an audience this big, bigger, at Central Hall.
I stood in front of an audience this big, bigger at Central Hall.
Bigger at Central Hall, which is by the Houses of Parliament, a really big Methodist space.
Which is by the House of Parliament, a really big Methodist space.
And I was super excited about that moment.
I was super excited about that moment.
Because I knew that it was my big moment as a rookie voice coach.
Because I knew that was a big moment as a rookie voice coach.
And that I was going to be able to speak.
And I was going to be able to speak.
And I stepped up in front of that audience.
I stepped up in front of that audience.
And what happened was everything that could possibly go wrong did.
And what happened was everything that could possibly go wrong with.